Now, the countdown has begun for the milestone flight to space. We're soon going to get you live shots coming in from the new Mexico Spaceport Authority that are now coming on your screen. In fact, yes, once again, these are live shots coming in from the new Mexico Spaceport Authority. WION is continuing to track the historic flight to space where the British billionaire and Virgin Galactic founder Richard Branson will climb into his passenger rocket plane, and in a few minutes from now, the first of its kind commercial passenger spacecraft will soar more than 80 kilometers above the New Mexico desert. The vehicle is the first fully crewed test flight to the edge of space, and Richard Branson is only one of 6 Virgin Galactic employees who will be strapping in for this ride. These are once again live visuals coming in from New Mexico. And crowds have gathered at the venue to witness the brief but historic mission to space, a first of its kind, which has been touted as a precursor to a new era of space tourism, as Branson has pitted it. With the Virgin Galactic company poised to begin commercial operations next year itself. Once again, these are live visuals coming in from the New Mexico Spaceport, where Richard Branson and the rest of his crew will soon be boarding a passenger spacecraft which will soar more than 80 kilometers above the New Mexico desert in a mission which has been touted as a precursor to a new era of space tourism. Let's tell you a little bit about the spacecraft. The rocket plane, a type called Spaceship 2, is about the size of an executive jet. In addition to the 2 pilots, there will be 4 people in the cabin. And to get off the ground, this plane is carried by a larger plane to an altitude of about 50,000 feet. And then it will be released and the rocket's plane's motor will ignite. Once again, for all those viewers tuning into WION World is One at this hour, these are live visuals coming in from New Mexico Spaceport, where pretty soon billionaire Richard Branson will be marking his foray into space in what is being dubbed as a precursor for commercial spaceflight. The plane will lift off from New Mexico as billionaire entrepreneurs race to make spaceflight seem unexceptional and something that is available to all of us, people like us. This is a bid for space tourism. Let's tell you a little bit about the history and the backdrop of this space flight. Now, it has been a very long wait for the billionaire Richard Branson, the 70-year-old British billionaire who, of course, leads the galaxy of the Virgin companies. And in 2004 was when he founded Virgin Galactic, which was destined to provide adventurous tourists with rides on his planes to the edge of space and then back. Remember, his goal was always space tourism. And there you go, take off soon. Once again, these are live visuals coming in from New Mexico Spaceport, where Richard Branson's dream for space exploration, commercial space exploration, is finally taking off. His goal to send adventurous tourists to the edge of space and back. Now, Branson is on this flight, on this rocket as we speak, with only one aim, which is to go to the edge of space and back and, of course, promote space tourism. We're getting reports that crowds have gathered on the venue to watch this moment in history, where the Spaceship 2, which is about the size of simply an executive jet plane, but will be going to the edge of space and back with Branson on board.
We can if you want the picture. I don't know. Okay. Sure.
Remember, the billionaire Richard Branson is on board, and he's in fact a member of the crew, and his aim on this mission is to evaluate the cabin experience for future customers as he hopes to make space tourism a reality for all of us in the future.
Earlier, and of course, right here on our screen, the 10-second delay, got our live stream coming up in just a moment. Folks, enjoy. Once again, we are making history here. Thank you.
And now preparing to take off. Chief pilot, as you said, Dave McKay, who is the Royal Air Force, and then you've got...
No, not that. Lens.
This event is being billed as a huge moment in history with a lot of entertainment planned. We're getting reports that TV personality Stephen Colbert will be hosting the live stream, and there are also performances scheduled right after the plane lands back and the crew lands back to Earth.
They're both so cool and calm and collected. You wonder if their pulse ever elevates, because they are so on top of every detail here. But it's going to be a slow climb.
This, of course, marks, if this mission is successful, it will mark a huge victory for billionaire Richard Branson as different billionaires begin their foray into a race for space. Remember, Amazon founder Jeff Bezos, the richest man on Earth, also is scheduled to make a similar flight, but Branson here beat him to the mark, and Bezos will be marking his flight on July 20th.
50 miles above the Earth, and that they will probably go to more like 55, 56 miles above the Earth. That's what, in fact, Dave McKay has already done in the same vehicle. Why does that matter? It's bragging rights, because the NASA and the military say 50 miles is the edge of space. And we've got the folks over at the Bezos camp saying it's only 62 miles.
So in a sense, Branson has beaten the other billionaire Jeff Bezos by 9 days, and he's currently in the spacecraft ready for takeoff at the Spaceport Authority in New Mexico.
So really, I gotta say, as you know, anything that Richard Branson brings, they tend to do it big, and they've certainly done this one up big. They've got a big performance on stage here. Stephen Colbert is also going to be helping to MC the online presence here. They've got music playing. It's going to be quite an experience here on the ground, and it looks like they're rolling.
And there you go, Branson's plane. This one at least is headed to the edge of space. Richard Branson is headed to the edge of space and back with other crew members on board, which may be what the future holds for space tourism for all of us.
Unity 22. Of course, we'll let you know when the release moment is close, so you can look up to the sky over Spaceport to see all the action.
Sir Richard Branson is now on his way to
Remember, this may be a huge moment for Richard Branson because he, when he launched his company in 2004, had thought that commercial space flight would begin in 2 to 3 years. So this moment for him and the company and for all of us has been 17 years coming. And the company says that it has 3 more test flights to conduct, including one today, which can be ready for paying passengers. So a passenger can pay to go to the edge of space and back.
Anybody who hasn't watched this already, hanging below Eve is, in fact, Unity, right? Checklist, and when they get down to the bottom of that, then you're going to see them release Unity. Unity doesn't go far, doesn't drop very far.
And there you go in what is looking to be a flashy confidence boost for customers seeking their own short joyrides into space. Richard Branson's plane has officially headed to the edge of space, and this happens to be a lucrative high-stakes chase for space tourists, which will unfold on the fringes of space, remember, which is around 55 to 66 miles above the surface of Earth. Interestingly, there are plenty of people, plenty of billionaires who have already made huge demand to get on board and fly to the edge of space. Several hundred wealthy would-be citizen astronauts, as we are getting reports of, have already booked their spots on the aircraft, and the tickets are priced at around $250,000 per person. Once again, tickets to fly to the edge of space priced at $250,000 per person. In fact, a Swiss-based investment bank, UBS, has estimated that the potential value of space tourism as a market could touch $3 billion annually by the year 2030. However, we all know that making a rocket which is travel safe for the general public is key for space tourism to kick off. An earlier prototype of the Virgin Galactic rocket plane had crashed during a test flight over California's Mojave Desert in 2014, killing one pilot and seriously injuring another. Which is why Richard Branson's participation in today's flight was announced just more than a week ago. And the launch of the VSS Unity rocket plane, the visuals of which you can see on your screen right now, will mark the company's 22nd test flight of the Spaceship Two system.
Later today, Richard Branson and his crew will return to Earth as astronauts. Hello, everyone. I'm Stephen Colbert. Thank you for joining us.
WION World is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news updates on the move.